guys, it's Nick, and today I have a special video coming out where I am going to rank each outdoor uniform matchup the Hawks have had when they've gone outdoors, from the Winter Classic to the two Stadium Series, meaning what uniform matchups look the best, which look the worst, meaning, for instance, this year's Winter Classic between the Blackhawks and Blues jersey. How will that uniform matchup rank between all the other outdoor games the Hawks have played in? So let's get into this ranking, as I just recently ranked the outdoor events the Hawks have had for how the stadiums were designed. You can watch that video in the description down below. With this ranking, we start from bottom and go to the top. And we start at number 7 with the 2014 Stadium Series uniform matchup between the Chicago Blackhawks and Pittsburgh Penguins. Why is this uniform matchup so low? Well, as you can see from the jersey I'm wearing, the jersey Tay's wearing, and the jersey from Crosby, it's the chromified logos that the NHL implicated into the uniform. Putting a chrome logo does not work for the NHL. It didn't look good. The uniforms were takes on some uniforms the teams were wearing. The Hawks with their black third jersey that they retired in 2009. They brought back for this 2014 Stadium Series with angular stripes that don't go all the way around the jersey. Added fake laces to the collar. It hurt a very good looking uniform. For Pittsburgh, it was an updated version of their Edge, a Reebok Edge white jersey. Better striping, yes, but the uniform was kind of bland and boring as a uniform. Hawks winning this game, though, was the only outdoor game the Hawks have won so far. Hopefully that can change this upcoming Winter Classic. But at number 7, it's the 2014 Stadium Series at Soldier Field. On to number 6, and it's a year following the 2014 Stadium Series. This is the 2015 Winter Classic uniform matchup. The Capitals came out with something new, but it was a fullback. It was a fake throwback that they put together. I did like this jersey the Capitals put together. The Hawks, it looked like our road jersey with some minor tweaks. A laced up collar, single layer twill for the numbers and captaincy patches. The tomahawks getting shifted to the sleeve. The Hawks jersey brings down this ranking. Granted, a Hawks white jersey always has looked great. If the Hawks did something a little bit different, change the logo, given a off-white color, it might have helped this ranking rise for the Capitals versus Blackhawks 2015 Winter Classic. But the Hawks uniform brought it down because the Hawks barely did anything different for the uniform. The Capitals made something new that looked old, and it worked. So that's how this ranking brings it down. The 2015 Winter Classic at number 6. On to number 5, it was the 2017 Winter Classic. And the Hawks did a little bit of a different logo for it. They moved the tomahawks back to the sleeve, did single layer twill, but changed the main crest to the Stan Mikita era Hawks logo. But it looks similar to the uniform they wore back in 2015. St. Louis coming out with their 1967 uniforms, and it worked. This uniform matchup did look good on ice, but the fact the Hawks didn't do much of a change from their previous Winter Classic in 2015, by not even, it looked like our 2015 Winter Classic with minor tweaks. It was, I questioned, But I did like the fact the Hawks wore black helmets with the white jersey. I think that looks good. I wouldn't mind seeing the Hawks wearing black helmets with the white uniform more often in their current uniform setup, but they haven't. The Blues with their light blue color, it worked, but it was a good uniform matchup. At number 5, this is where we're already at good uniform matchups, but the Hawks bring it down because of the creativity behind it wasn't quite there, even though it was a true throwback. On to number 4, it's this year's Winter Classic between the Blackhawks and Blues once again at Wrigley Field. Well, the Hawks, their jersey is perfection. It's a thing of beauty. But what really hurts this matchup is what St. Louis came up with. I get they're boring in St. Louis, but man, that's a boring jersey. It just says St. Louis on the front with a blue stripe behind the word of St. Louis. Hell, the T doesn't even line up in St. Louis. It's a small T with the rest bigger letters. It's a weird jersey. I don't like it. It looks stupid. They're wearing blue helmets with it, okay, but the Hawks going brown gloves on theirs is an awesome touch. St. Louis could have done tan gloves because apparently their uniform's based off of a minor league team that played in St. Louis and probably the 40s called the St. Louis Flyers. But St. Louis did not even say that. The Blues did not say what their uniform was based off of. They claimed it was based off their 1967's prototype uniform that never was worn other than the yellow jersey they wore in the Reverse Retro 2.0. But the Hawks is a thing of beauty. It's brought down in this matchup because St. Louis's is very boring of a design and lacks any inspiration of a idea, in my opinion. Especially the fact putting a word mark on a hockey jersey, in my opinion, is the only way you could do it is diagonally, not horizontally. And St. Louis missed the ball there. On to number 3, and it's the 2016 Stadium Series in Minnesota. Both uniforms looked great on ice. The Hawks introducing shoulder numbers and incorporating the city into the uniform. Minnesota claiming to their roots of the state of hockey on their shoulder with their cream shoulders. Minnesota had larger numbers on it than the Hawks did, but what the Hawks did was right. They kept the change stitch logo, not that chrome logo they went with in 2014. Minnesota went with a traditional logo as well, not a chromified or carbon fiber look that was happened in 2015 between the Kings and Sharks. Both teams went traditional. Hawks with their chain stitching, and Minnesota went with their traditional of, I should say, their traditional look of a twill logo. My bad. But this matchup worked. It looked good on ice. Hawks with the black helmets, black gloves, black pants, white jersey, white socks. Minnesota, green gloves, green helmets, green jersey, green pants, green socks with their striping to complement it. This was a good uniform matchup at number 3, Hawks versus Minnesota 2016 Stadium Series. At number 2, I have the 2009 Winter Classic, even though this one can be considered tied with the 2019 Winter Classic. Yes, I haven't mentioned 2019 quite yet, but we'll get into it. At number 2, I put 2009. What I loved about this matchup, it was 2 original 6 teams with perfect throwbacks put together. The Hawks with their 1936 to 37 uniforms, if I am correct there. I might be a little bit off by the years. And Detroit with their Detroit Cougars uniforms from when they came into the league in 1926. This was a great uniform matchup. The Hawks introducing a logo they wore back in the 90s for the NHL 75th anniversary. The Detroit Red Wings introducing a calligraphy stylized D as their crest. This was a great looking matchup on TV, at the game, altogether. It was a picturesque uniform matchup. I loved how these two uniforms were put together. The Hawks managed to promoting their Winter Classic to a third jersey, adding tomahawks on the Winter Classic, obviously. They didn't have tomahawks or cream laces. They had black laces with 0 tomahawks on their jersey. Detroit, they made a great throwback uniform. This made for a great uniform matchup for a young up-and-coming team in Chicago in 2009 versus the defending champions in 2009 of the Detroit Red Wings. So this was a great matchup at number 2. Obviously, I said it in number 2, but at number 1, I have the 2019 Winter Classic. This game I was actually at, and man, in person, this was a beautiful uniform matchup. The Hawks bringing back their 1927 uniforms that they ended up winning a Stanley Cup with in 1934. Boston coming out with a uniform where they put their B on the middle of the chest in a fabric that looked like carpet. And it's not black and gold for the Bruins. It was brown and gold, their original colors. The Hawks with their original colors of just black and white. It made for a picturesque, perfect throwback uniform matchup. I loved how this one looked. That's why I had it at number 1. Even though I can argue even putting it at number 2, but it's very close. Tied with the 2009 Winter Classic. But I give the 2019 Winter Classic the slight edge. It was a perfect uniform matchup. It was beautiful on ice. It was a great Blackhawk jersey and a great Bruin jersey. And that's why at number 1, it's the 2019 Winter Classic from Notre Dame. So I gave my explanations as why I put these uniforms in their rankings for their matchups. But I didn't rank how the Blackhawk jerseys were. I ranked how the uniform matchups were. The Blackhawk jerseys alone will be coming soon on Monday, the day before the upcoming Winter Classic in Notre Dame. So, down in the comments down below, I want to hear what your favorite uniform matchup is from a Winter Classic, from a Stadium Series, or even a Heritage Classic. It doesn't have to be just Blackhawk uniforms, but give me your favorite Blackhawk uniform matchup for the outdoor game as well. So down in the comments down below, I want to hear what those thoughts are. And thank you for watching the broadcast. Please leave a like and subscribe if you haven't done so already. And most of all, let's go Hawks!